What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Bloody Water Podcast. I got an interesting episode here for you today, and if you're like a true fan of this program, then you're going to recognize the person that I'm bringing on, because believe it or not, you did a little bit of homework. You'd realize this is not her first appearance. Maybe not on this program. We had a different name at the time, but not her first appearance on the network. I am talking to the great Valerie Soto. What's up, Valerie? How you doing? That's right. Give him a bow.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. I am good. I'm excited to talk to you because you got some fight news on the horizon, and we got a big one in store. Kathyn Paprocki, right? Apologies if I mispronounced the name. But you kind of got a big fish on the line right here, Valerie. It's been almost 2 years since your last fight. Is that right?
Yes. I think it's like pretty much 2 years. It's been a long time.
That's right. And I wanted to ask you how this came about. Now, I know in past you've spoken about Coach Raff kind of being a manager for you and booking these fights for you. Is that still the case? Did you have some involvement in this? How did this matchup come about?
Well, I've been trying to get a fight for the longest time. I moved gyms recently, and I kind of like left everything else behind. Raff is still in my life, but it's not as it was before. So now I'm signed with KO Reps, which is a management company. And we kind of like just started looking for different people. And well, he offered it to me. He said, well, LFA, they're interested. So I was like, okay, I'll just re-sign with them. And her name got brought up. So I was like, I'll take it. If she wants it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the name. Like, I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah, this is kind of a big spot for you, though, right? Because you got somebody who's coming off of the Ultimate Fighter 30, right? Who, while you guys are very similar, I would say experience-wise in terms of like professional competition, she kind of had a little bit of a limelight blasted onto her. So she got the ESPN page. She's got the glitz and the glam. And if Valerie gets a big win in her fight coming up, you kind of get to steal all of that. You get to be that person with that win over that big name. How do the stakes, how have they been raised to you personally on this one?
I'm honestly just going in there like any other fight. I'm not even like, I'm trying not to think about all that. I mean, I think it's cool. The difference between us is like she's gotten a lot more exposure. So I get to watch a little bit more on her, and I get to see how she is and her style, and I get to watch all of that and plan for it. Of course, I know fighters improve. I'm sure she'll say the same. But, I mean, I get to kind of see it more. I'm just kind of like a nobody right now. So I definitely want to be the upset.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest factors I think that's going to be interesting since the last time that we spoke is we just mentioned it. 2 years since we've been in the cage, right? And that means that in 2 years of time, that old Valerie that we've seen on tape before, we might not see that same Valerie, right? So what are you bringing to the table this time around? I know we're always down for a good scrap. We always want a war. We're down to get bloody. But what are you bringing that's a little bit different? What have you been working on the last couple of years?
I've definitely been working on, like, a lot of mixing things, a lot of mixtures. So incorporating more of my takedowns, incorporating more of my ground, more combinations, more clean strikes, like just overall everything. My mental state has gotten a lot better. I think that plays a big factor. The nerves, I've learned to calm the nerves down and everything, and I'm just more focused, and just clicks now. It's almost like I needed that little layoff for everything to just click. Like, okay, if this doesn't work, I got this and this and this. Like, chaining now is just like, it's natural, which before I think it was kind of chopped up, and now everything just kind of like, it's smooth sailing.
That's actually an important teacher right there, is not inactivity per se, but just like a state of restfulness, right? So I don't know how long you've taken off outside of the gym by itself. Fights are a different thing. Fights come and go. But like, what's the longest time? Let's give it the last 2 years. What's the longest amount of time that you have been out of the gym?
See, that's the hard part. So when I left F3, there was some differences there that I'm not gonna say anything. I love them. I learned a lot from them, but we left the gym. and we were training out of our garage for a solid year. It was me, Cody, and then Levi Mouse. We left, trained in the garage, the three of us every day. It was hard at times just because there was like no structure and no coach telling you like, hey, you got to come on. I mean, we had our coach Raph come every now and again, but he's also like, he had a job. So it was kind of hard to like just do it, you know, but we were making it happen, training every day that we could, blah, blah, blah. And I want to say that was like a year of not having like training, but we ended up going back to like our old jiu-jitsu gym, All-American MMA, which they're very amazing people. They're very welcoming. If I were to do the math, maybe anywhere 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Maybe 6 months. Cody would probably see this and be like, you're retarded. It was not that long. But I felt like it was that long because we recently started our new camp in January. My timing is off.
It's okay. It's okay. The reason why I brought that up in the first place is because jiu-jitsu, for an example, right? I dabble in the martial arts. You all are full-fledged in this thing. But even for me, being outside of the jiu-jitsu gym for 2 weeks, I feel little things click that I'm not able to see when I'm there every single day. So that's kind of more where I wanted to like elaborate on the clicking nature. I've been told by some of the, you know, the old school brown belts, you know, the 40, 50-year-old dude's been doing it forever. They're like, your mental needs that opportunity to lock in whatever is going on right there so that when you go back, the muscle memory is instilled. So now your body is moving in ways, you're seeing transitions, openings that just were never there before. Is that what you're seeing right there?
Yes, like it's 100%. Like before, I used to watch fights and be like, oh, what is this person going to do from there? I'm like, now it's like, okay, why isn't this person doing this? Like, it just clicks,
100%.
which is crazy.
This fight right here, right? This is 115. Last time that we chatted, we was, we'll see, 125. Really, I just want to fight. A lot of things have changed in the last 2 years. Have we been laying off the hot Cheetos and the Big Red? How are we getting to 115? What are we doing?
I'm not going to lie. When we left that gym and, you know, we were training at the garage and, you know, life just kind of like happened and we were getting, you know, we got married. My weight shot up. I got big. And it was very uncomfortable big. I mean, obviously not obese or anything like that. I got way bigger than me. Like been. And then when we moved down to Houston in January, like I could just feel all of that weight slowing me down. And, you know, kind of just, it's like we've been in camp since January because we've just been just training hard, running, like all this stuff. And now I feel fast again. I feel like I can move, but no more hot Cheetos right now.
It's a sacrifice that, you know, we have to make from time to time, but that's okay. I kind of wanted to talk about the move to Houston a little bit. I do see you guys historically, you get some good work in with Kru Bob, right? So like, tell me about Kru Bob a little bit. Tell me about the classes, the sessions. I know from time to time, depending on where y'all are training at, Cody coaches a lot. And we could talk a little bit more about those links. Folks, if you didn't watch the last interview that we did, you probably have no contact, so we'll clean that up a little bit. But yeah, tell us about Kru Bob.
Man, Kru Bob is an amazing coach. We've cross-trained with him over the years. And then we were coming down every other weekend at one point when I was at F3. And, you know, once everything happened, and I told Cody, I was like, I want to move to Houston. I want to train with Kru Bob because there's like a lot of girls here as well. But he has such a good way of coaching. He has a lot of knowledge and he's still willing to grow as a coach. That's what I really like about coaches. Like as him as a coach, he's willing to learn. He picks other people's brains. He's not a know-it-all. Like he's just good at that. And then he's also like a very caring person. Like if you need something, if you need the shirt off his back, he'll give it to you.
Absolutely.
You know, he's a great person. He really is. He doesn't really have a mean mean heart. It's all like just sweet.
But he does have some really creative training methods for you guys, right? I saw one I really liked, and this was one that you had kind of shouted out a little bit. Y'all have one, and forgive me for forgetting the details, but it's something like you got like a card or something on your forehead or on your nose, and you got to slip it or whatnot. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So that is a head movement drill that I love that drill. I've liked it since the first time we've done it. You get a card, you put it in your mouth, no teeth. It's all just like your lips. So you're trying to hold it and you have your hands up. So you're trying to like use your movement to like get them from not taking your card. But the person you're going with is trying to take it from you. And I've beaten Cody on this before. So
we're not going to tell nobody though. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good head movement drill, but it also like, I like the drills that he does because it still makes it exciting. It makes it fun. You know, it's not just, okay, we're doing this and it's like something boring. Like it's like some spice to it. Makes it.
That's good to have. Like, it's funny because when I come into training for jiu-jitsu, I'll see the kids playing like toe tag or something like that, right? And it constantly reminds you that like adult or child, it doesn't matter. Training should be fun. In some aspect. You have to go through the grind, but you should enjoy what it is that you're doing. You should spice some of this stuff up. And he just strikes me as a real creative guy, man. So when I see some of that stuff, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, you want to have those types of figures involved in your camp. And that kind of plays into this matchup again with Kathyn Paprocki, right? So she's kind of a little bit of, can do it all, right? Good jiu-jitsu. She could strike. Of course, her big downfall was on Tough when she got wrestled up for 3 rounds, whatever the case may be, and lost her fight. You've always said, if they want to go to the ground, I'll go to the ground. They want to stand and bang, I'll do it. Do you see yourself putting on the knee pads and the wrestling shoes for this one and taking advantage of some of that tape we've seen? Or are you game to just step in there and find out what happens?
I'm definitely game to step in there and find out what happens. I say, since I've moved to Houston, it's definitely brought my wrestling back because, I mean, yeah, you got to look at it. I wrestled in high school and college. A lot of people don't know that. I do it in fights. It's just not. I'm a banger. I like to strike, but it definitely kind of brought the love back for my wrestling. Not to say I'm gonna wrestle because we're just gonna have to see because I might not. It's just not my thing, but it definitely brought the love back, and like my knowledge has grown, and there's things that back when I was doing just wrestling, like I didn't know then. Now I know now. Like it's just crazy. Like things, like I said, things were not clicking back then because I was just doing it, and now it's like, okay, these things have a purpose. But it presents itself. I'll take it.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. And I mean, honestly, that's the best way to think about it, right? Don't overthink the opponent. Go in there, have some fun. And I always say my thought process is the work is done in camp. By the time you step into the cage, there's nothing you can do like fight week, right? That's going to change the outcome of a fight. There's nothing that you can do on fight day that's particularly going to sway things. Rely on your training, move forward, and may the best man win that day, woman. You know what I'm trying to say right there. However, given that all the peripherals have changed to a degree, I want to know, what does a win mean for you, Valerie? Now, obviously, hand raised, that's a win. But I'm talking a little bit deeper. You perform, you probably want more than just leaving it to the judges. We probably don't want to leave it to the judges. We want more than a hand raise. We want the philosophical why for this win. What is your why for this win?
To show that I'm still here. I ain't gone nowhere.
Nice.
It's, for me, it's not necessarily to prove a point to others. It's to prove to myself that I'm still here. People look at the 2 layoff and they're like, oh, well, she's either garbage now or she is completely different. So I'm not going to say which it is. We're just going to have to find out. But, it's to prove myself, like, I still got it. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do what I got to do. Get this win, rank up some wins, and hopefully get that call, because I see these girls that pass me and they're doing all these great things. And I'm like, I want to be there with you. Like, I want to go up there.
So you brought up a really good point right now, and I wanted to wait until a little bit later to show you, but I feel like now's a better time than ever, right? So I don't want to really talk about too many other fighters. This is about you today, but there is somebody who you had a very close fight with, who is in a spot that I would imagine you arguably would like to be in. I would like to be in there. Anybody would like to be in there, right? And I'm talking about here. Let me bring down my screen real fast. What does this photo mean to you, Valerie? When you see this, and then hindsight is 2020, and we look back, what does this photo mean to you?
Oh man, that's robbery right there. That is one fight that it just sucks because I definitely feel like I won that fight. I have a really hard time accepting it, and I'll admit that, I mean, all these fighters, they can sit here and say that they don't agree with me, but there's always that one fight that you will never let go of, and that's one that I still have not let go of because I really truly believe that I beat her. She's a sweet person. After the fight, she was real sweet, like, all respect to her, whatever. But it sucks to see, you know, her so successful. Like, let's be real here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks to see her be there and I'm down here. And it just grinds my gears. Really, you know, me off because she's doing well for herself. So that, I mean, that's really good for her, and I'm happy for her. But it's just like, come on.
No, I hear you. And we're talking about folks that aren't initiated. That is Vanessa Demopoulos, current UFC fighter, made a big splash, jumping in the arms of Joe Rogan, really, you know, put herself out there right there. But I think that goes to show just how skillful you are. If you look at a couple of these fights, Vanessa Demopoulos, Floor Hani, we already talked about that one, right? Look at the people that Floor Hani has almost been matched up. She almost had a fight with Tabitha Ricci, right? So it's like when you're talking about competitiveness, you guys are all right there. If her outcome is the UFC, we already know that once upon a time, forgive me because I don't know his last name, but the big head honcho over at LFA, Big Mike, right, says, hey, Val, we need to get you to the UFC. We're trying to push you, right? So the door is still open. We still right there. And I want to know, do you ever simmer on some of those comments that were made so many years ago, now, today, especially fighting back in this promotion?
Of course. I hold on to things. Like, it's hard for me to let things go and hold on to stuff like that. So I'm definitely still thinking.
That's right. And it all starts with this fight coming up. So I want to know, what does it mean to you that Cody, right? Cody Freeman, folks, we didn't mention that. So once again, we talked about it a little bit before we started, but Cody Freeman, of course, husband, right? Now we got it official. That's Hubs right there. He's got a fight coming up June 25th, correct?
Yes.
So when you guys do his camp, his fight, and then your camp, your fight, like when we kind of go back to back like that, is that more advantageous than if you guys were going to be fighting 6 months apart from each other, or if you were going to be fighting on the same night? Like, is there a difference to you? Does it really matter?
I don't care. We can fight on the same card. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like fighting on the same card at all. Just because, you know, I'm usually for him. So he's like gets all, you know, amped up for mine. And, you know, he just doesn't like it. But I like it because it's like it kind of helps us, like, for this camp. We're not too far apart. So it's like we've been pushing each other, dieting together, you know, trying to like pick each other up, like just really push each other. Because there's days where I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym. And he's like, well, you got to get up. You got to go to the gym. You know, like we kind of like are holding each other up for stuff like that. I will say the worst part about being in close camps together is the dishes. And because we eat so much. And we're training all the time. So like that shit's just piling up right now. That's the only crappy part.
But everything else is on a good note, because I would imagine if you, let's just say you have a partner who's non-supportive, not supportive in like they don't support your career, but they're just like, I don't like to fight. Valerie, I'm gonna let you handle that, right? We already said for Cody back in the day, I'm trying to make Sugar Mama right there for Cody. We're trying to get my man taken care of, right? So he's like, you do you, and I'm gonna do me. However, you do spend a lot of time as a professional fighter. You have to train. Your lifestyle is MMA oriented, and I have seen some people, I don't want to say lose their train of success, but not live up to the potential because they did not have a supportive partner. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up one more picture real quick, and I want you to tell me once again, just kind of like what this means to you. So one more time, what does this photo mean to you in the big trajectory of Valerie Soto's career?
That is my best friend, man. That, like, when I tell you he is probably one of the most important people in my life, he really is. He's definitely, like, he's everything. In my vows, I even told him he's my punching bag. He's my training partner. He's my coach. He's like a mentor. He's my hype man. Like, he is literally everything. And it's been from the ground up. Like, he's been day one. He's the one who got me to take my first fight. Him and my coach. So he's a big part. I don't know what I'd do without that fucker.
Tell me about this moment right here, though. What was going on when this photo was taken?
That was after a day of drilling, and I think we were sparring, and he like beat me up. And then we just kind of picture, because it was, that's our fun. That's our bonding time right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very up close and personal, would you say, right? When you actually get to, I see relationships in the gym, man, and you got just like husband, wife, they beating up on each other all day, and it's like, only I can do this. Ain't nobody else in the gym better do none of this. Only I can do this, right? But, that's neither here nor there. I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the gym stuff because I got some fun stuff coming up right here that I want to quick fire on you. But before that, I'm actually really curious. Strength and conditioning is an important part of what you guys do to prepare for your fights. From everything that I've seen before, we got an individual by the name of, Jason Muscles? That is S&C for you. Is that still the case?
No, but I still stay in contact with him like at least once or twice a week. I've really learned a lot from him. I told him I wish I could just pack him up and move him down here with me. Could just stay on the couch or something. But no, unfortunately, we had to leave him behind. But like I said, like he's definitely taught me a lot. I know all the. I'm comfortable with my strength conditioning because of him. That I could push past my limits with or without somebody now. And as far as like Cody, like I've been able to like tell him, okay, this is what we're doing today. Like, let's go. Yeah. So if there's ever a day that I'm just not feeling it, Cody will like help me like push because we're very competitive. Like he's like, oh, you're lifting that much? Okay, I'm gonna lift that much. So
that's right. So we're going back and forth. That's what you want. I like that. So you had touched on something a little bit earlier when I asked you about your why, and you had said, more or less, you're trying to prove something to yourself. That's a pretty stark contrast from some of the original reasons that you've stated before on like why you got into MMA at all. And correct me if I'm wrong and tell me what the picture looks like today. But once upon a time, your dad played a pretty pivotal role in why you got into MMA, right? Kind of wanted to, like, inspired you to get in there. You wanted to prove to him that you can do it, did it for him, but then you caught the bug and you fell in love, right? That was some years back now. If we're looking at today, you said your why for the win next month is going to be to prove to yourself something. But what is your why for fighting? Why do you do it today? Why do you wake up every day and go to the gym when nobody's forcing you to do it?
Well, for one, because it's a job. It's a job. You got to get up every day and you just got to do it. But it makes me happy. It's like, especially like with this move, like I really enjoy the training. I enjoy learning and, chaining everything together. Like it just, I don't know. It's just different. It's hard to explain, but like just, it's fun. It's a good way for me to like bond with my husband and we're just learning together and he's teaching me this and, interacting with my teammates and just kind of like a chess game,
So we're recording this on a Saturday, Valerie, and once upon a time, Saturday was cardio day. Is it still cardio day?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right. Well, what are we hitting today?
Most likely a run. Normally I train on Saturdays, but I think I'm gonna kind of chill because I do work full time and train full time.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a lot on my body, and I don't care what anybody says, but I need at least one rest day.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the gym this morning when normally I would, but I think if I did anything, it's just like a light cardio, and that's it. Call it done.
That's right. That's right. Get it in, though. Get it in. What are we doing for work?
I work 2 different jobs. I work at a sauna studio, and then I also work like a hotel country club type thing in the fitness department.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very different. Like, one, I get to sit all day and just kind of like, I obviously and stuff too. They're great, but the other job, it's like you're just on your feet all day, back and forth. So I'm definitely getting my steps in. I'll tell you that.
The goal at the end of the day is string a couple wins together, and then we can do this one full time. We can do this as the main gig, right?
That would be great. I don't know how these fighters get to train full time, especially like local fighters. I'm like, what are you doing? There's got to be a secret.
That's mom and dad right there. Mom and dad taking care of them, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I had that.
Shit, me too.
I
All
told
right,
my
man.
mom all the time, and she's like, well, you just weren't blessed. We weren't blessed like that, so.
Nice. That sounds like my grandma right there. No, I feel you. All right, right on, man. Okay, so last question before we jump into this quick fire right here. Strength. We talked about strength and conditioning. You're doing cardio today. What does being strong mean to you today?
Oh, man. I don't know. I would say for strong, I'd look at it as a mental thing. It's like, especially joining this team, it's really hot in that gym. It sucks. Teammates are amazing, so strong. It's all mental right now. It's all like, are you going to keep going? Are you going to keep pushing? Because I'll tell you, some of my teammates put me in some crazy stuff, and it's like, when you think you want to give up, no, you're going to keep going because you're strong.
That's right.
It's not even like, okay, I'm strong, I got muscles. Like, it's not about that. It's like, are you mentally strong? Okay, well, get up, get out of this positioning. So
okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I'm very slow on stuff like that, but
it's okay. No,
that's
fair.
what it is to me right now.
That's right.
Just the mental side.
Feels organic. That's what it's about right here. So you worked in the service industry before, right? I have as well.
Yes.
I feel like people like us are cut from a different cloth just because we have to endure something that a lot of people just don't know nothing about. So you've been seen after fights cleaning up in a little locker room area, in the room and whatnot. Is that a byproduct of the service industry, or is that a byproduct of character, which is what I explain as the actions you take when nobody's around, nobody's looking? You do it because that's what you do. Which one is it?
I definitely think it's a little bit of both. I can't just choose one. I'm always picking up little stuff. Like, even if I'm at the gym and somebody leaves a water bottle, I just pick it up because it's like, that don't need to be there. That don't belong there. I mean, even when we go out to eat, I'm putting all my dishes up.
That's right. Yep.
That's from like the service industry for sure. Because I mean, I'm considerate. I feel like that'll make it easier. Like, one trip, you don't need to go back and forth. I know how it is. I've been there. I've done that. So
okay.
But I like to clean up after people.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I always just think highly of people who do that because that is thoughtfulness, right? Being considerate of your environment, being respectful to you and yourself, right? And your surroundings. Like, have some respect. I think we get a lot of that from martial arts as well, right? Learning a little bit about that. But then again, every industry is different. And then you got assholes in every industry that you do. So some people could be the highest level competitors and still not pick up after themselves. We've seen that before. All right, Val. So if you're ready for some quick takes right here, I'm going to just fire off some questions. You can take as long as you like, but if you don't mind, give it to me quick, all right?
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, straight off the bat, sauna or ice bath?
Ice bath.
Ooh, okay. All right. Big Red or Zevia Cherry Cola?
Zevia Cherry Cola right now. right
Wow.
now.
Okay. All right. All right. I was gonna say that one hit me by surprise. Okay. Books or movies?
Movies.
Sleep or movies?
Sleep.
Yeah, fair. Tough, The Ultimate Fighter, or Dana White Contender Series?
Oh, Tough, The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay. The most creative training session you've had with Kru Bob?
Repeat the question?
What's the most creative training session you've had with Kru Bob?
Oh, shoot. Oh, I don't know. I'll just say the card drill.
Okay.
Card drill.
What's the biggest and or best piece of advice that you've received from somebody in your gym?
Oh, actually, this was just yesterday. Feelings versus beliefs. Feelings are temporary.
And do you mind sharing who told you that?
Brittany Cloudy.
If you weren't an MMA fighter, you'd be a
mom.
All right. Luckily, we can do simultaneous, right? One day. Okay. Power naps between training or 10 hours of sleep every single night?
Oh, shoot. I guess. Oh, that one's hard. I can't answer that one quick.
It's all right.
I'm going to say power naps.
Okay.
Power naps.
Okay, fair. Your favorite way to end a fight?
On top.
Okay.
Just hammer fist and TKO.
Nice. If you had to be a specialist, would you rather it be in jiu-jitsu or wrestling?
Wrestling, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Smash and pass.
All right,
Smash
fair play.
and pass.
Fair play. All right. I don't know. I might have to give a pushback later, but that's all right. All right. What is the biggest lesson you have learned in the gym? Not particularly somebody has told you, but a lesson you learned from experience within the gym.
Biggest lesson I've learned in the gym. Ooh, I don't know. Biggest lesson. You could always give 10% more.
Always. Absolutely. No, that's fair.
Even when you think you're tired, you could keep going. Your body could do like the most amazing things. I forgot how my coach words it, but when you feel tired, it's all mental. You could keep going.
Mm-hmm. You like David Goggins?
I do, but I haven't really watched a whole bunch, but like I'll like get little bits off of Instagram or something like that. But I definitely think I want to like look into him.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely should. That's exactly what he talks about right there. Is just like at the end of the day,
okay.
we're not giving everything that we can, but you know how it goes. All right, who makes you laugh the most in the gym?
Ari Cobb.
Okay.
She's a amateur. She just got her belt at 115 for the Fury Championship. Just because she's so weird. She's one of those that she loves mornings and she's super hyper and she can be annoying and I love her to death, but she definitely just makes me laugh all the time because she's just so random.
Okay.
But if I were to say not her, I'd say Cody.
Okay. All right.
It's always Cody.
If people had to explain or describe Valerie Soto in one word, the people who are close to you, what word would they use?
The Terminator.
Oh, shit. Okay. Can you explain a little bit? I like that. Why? Why the Terminator?
It's I'm not backing down. A lot of my teammates, I train with a lot of like 35ers as well. And even Cody, like they'll say, I will keep coming forward even if you hit me. Like you're going to have to put me away because I'm going to keep fucking coming.
Okay. All right. I like that.
There's no backing down.
Are we changing the nickname? We're going from Hija to the Terminator or what?
Oh, no.
It's all right. That could be like the gym moniker right there. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I know that in every gym, no matter if it's one of those spoken things or unspoken things, everybody has a rival or a person who gives them a really tough time, or that person when it's time to drill or spar with them, maybe not drill, but spar or like do any rounds, it's that, all right, here we go. Who is that person for you?
Yeah. Micah. He is a 25er and he is probably one of my favorite training partners. I have a little group, but he's definitely at the top just because man, he's a savage. That man has no business fighting as an amateur. He just defended his title at 125 for the Fury. I think he needs to go pro, but he's that one person that I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. Because you know he'll let me work, but also he'll put it on me. So, but that's that one person I'm like, I gotta get something today. I gotta take him down today. I gotta land this fancy kick, something.
Yeah, I gotta get mine. No, that's what's up.
Yes.
All right, morning or nighttime training sessions?
Morning.
Why?
I definitely, since I've moved, before I trained morning and night over like at the old gym, but it was mostly night dominant. But over here, the MMA fighters train more in the morning. But I also like the mornings just because it's like if I have a day off, like Fridays are my day off. I train in the morning and then I have the rest of the day to just do what I want to do. Versus if I were to like, I'm off Fridays, if I were to like just have that whole day and then go to the gym, you never know. There's probably a time where I fall asleep and I'm like, I'm not going to go.
Okay.
It's better to rip the Band-Aid off early.
That's right. Do the hard things first, right? Get that out the way.
Yes. Yes.
This one is going to be a little bit deeper before one of my final rapid fire questions, but let's just say hypothetical, right? We're talking a couple years in the future. You know, we've accomplished some things in MMA, and then let's just say you have a child, right? Let's say you have a daughter specifically, and she says, hey, Mom, I want to be an MMA fighter. This is what I want to do. What is your instant reaction, and what advice would you have for them?
I might tell them no at first. Just because I'm sure I'll get scared for her, or like, you know, I don't want her to get hurt, but I would be like, okay, let's do it then, but you need to be all in. If you want to be a fighter, you gotta be all in for this. But I would definitely support her and tell her, like, you're gonna have hard days, but you just gotta see the light at the end of the tunnel.
There we go. Right out of a DreamWorks movie right there. I love that. Okay. So my final question here, I want you to put a little bit of thought into this for this rapid fire one, because this is a fun one and I like this one. We just had COVID, right, a couple years ago. That was real close to an apocalypse, right? Apocalypse comes through, or whatever, however you say it, right? And the zombies roll through, right? It's straight out of The Walking Dead. You get to choose one fighter, past or present, from the UFC to accompany you in battle to stave off the zombies. Who is that fighter for you?
Any fighter.
Any fighter, man or woman?
Man, I'm going to have to say Brandon Moreno.
Oh, you picked a 125er to help you stave off the zombies?
Because they don't get tired. They keep going.
That's fair. Okay. I didn't think about that.
They got cardio for days.
Yeah, you pick Ngannou, he might be good for like 10 minutes, and then after that, we
exactly. I got to pick someone smaller because they got the speed and they got the cardio. So
absolutely.
That's where I'm going to go.
All right. I love to hear that. All right, Valerie. So it has been a fantastic time chopping it up with you. I'm really excited to see how things fare, not just for you, but for Cody Freeman as well, with your respective fights this month and next month. The next time that we chat, what's the feeling going to be?
Excitement.
That's right. Should be every time. But victory as well, right? Victory, excitement. Yep.
Excitement.
That's right.
Accomplished.
That's right. Okay. So the floor is yours now. Is there anybody, this opportunity, right? Anybody you want to shout out at the gym? Any words you want to give on to the people? Of course, you're going to be fighting at LFA 163. I'm going to pull out the date right here just so the people can see it. I'm actually going to flash it on the screen. Let's pull it up. Where you at on the docket? All right. Valerie and Marie Soto, they gave the whole government right there, versus Kathryn Paprocki right here, 115, fourth fight of the night, LFA 163, happening on July 21st. So this is where the people could tap in. If you want to, like I said, floor is yours. What do you got for the people?
Oh, man. Just shout out to my husband. It's my number one right there. Shout out to my family. They're always supportive, whether they have a weird way of showing it or not. Shout out to my teammates because, you know, without them, I'd just be training with a ghost and that just wouldn't work out very well.
Sure.
Shout out to Kru Bob. Rafael Casillas, because he's still in my life. Jason, everything he's taught me. My management company, KO Reps. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see how this goes with them and like what we get done. And then shout out to my nutritionist that has me eating 6-7 times a day. His name's G, out of American Top Team in Oklahoma. So definitely love him. I can't wait to see how my body changes for the rest of these weeks. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. I don't really have any sponsors right now. I'm working on it. I need some because we're broke out here.
Well, let me
pause
you. There we go to the pup right there. Let me pause you on that though. If people wanted to reach out to you in a sponsorship inquiry, how do they do so?
Just reach out to me on social media. I think it's _mal da hija _
Sorry. Good news is I'll plug it down here for you. I'll make sure that the people know where we could find it at. But Valerie, it has been an amazing time as always. Thank you for your time here today. Good luck, good spirit, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.